Welcome back to Lucore Automotive. We get to work on a lot of really cool rides. That is obvious to anybody who pays attention to our channel. Excellent Stingray Corvette we've had in here. This is actually up for sale. Looking for somebody to find a new home for that car. But it is still the end of summer. It is the, well, end of August, beginning of September. So it's the beautiful days of summer, not the dog days of summer. And we got one other really cool ride in here that is fit for summer fun. Not in here for anything big, but it is cool. How about them apples? This is a 1979 Pontiac Trans-Am, silver and black, 400 cubic inch. Four-speed manual. How about them apples? This car isn't in here for anything real major. It's just kind of shocks, tires, some ignition stuff, just some basic stuff. It hasn't really got a lot of miles on it as far as recently goes. So we're just kind of bringing it back up to snuff. And it's my duty to go drive it and make sure the repairs are good. Okay. It's not a bad way to spend my day. Let's get in it. Man, this thing is nice. I dig the like bluish silver interior. Oh, look at that. It's also got radial tuned suspension. Yeehaw. A lot of people are probably like, what in the world? A convertible? These are all T-top cars or hardtop cars. Well, apparently way back yonder in the day, there were a few companies that did do convertible conversions for these cars, which is an interesting idea. I don't know that I've ever actually seen one of these. And given they're a unibody, I'm very curious to see how well it drives with no solid roof above my head. Ooh, somebody was in here who's taller than me. Rolls over nicely. Let's see how this thing sounds from outside, shall we? Trans-Am tips, just like on the 77, 78, 79. Also, I have on my 1970 Le Mans, because I love that look. I love the dual pipe outputs. She sounds pretty good for a basically stop motor. She sounds pretty good. Well, power windows. Some work days that just don't suck. Now, this isn't a pleasure cruise. This is a shakedown run. I'm going to be testing whether or not the repairs performed are up to snuff. Quality assurance is important. You need to verify that what you did, the repairs you performed, are repairs. So, only way to do that is to get it out on the road and see what's what. Not bad, not bad. Now, as with any car, there's always going to be quirks. There's going to be, you know, rattles and pops and things. And keep in mind, this car is from 1979, and cars back in these days weren't exactly planning to live for 40. Whoa! Something just blew up on that truck that's being towed ahead of me. Oh, I can smell it. Just blow up a tire. Smells like it. Whew. Man. Okay, glad that smell isn't me. That's the truck ahead of me. Wonder what he just blew up. Moves through the gears pretty good. Got a very highway friendly gear. It rides surprisingly nice. I mean, yeah, it's got brand new shocks and brand new tires on it, but it's pretty tight as far as the steering goes. It rides well. Seems like it moves out pretty well. I'm not gonna romp on it because that's not really what we're testing here, but pretty solid stuff. I mean, this is essentially all original Trans Am. Like, there's not any hot rodding involved in this thing, and it's a great place to be. Seats are comfortable, sounds good, drives well, plenty of room. I would be very happy to this. Now, the neat thing is too is you can make these things in anything and everything you can imagine these days. You can find them with, you know, Pontiac 400s in them or Oldsmobile 400s in them, depending on what they were. 455s in them, LS swaps in them. You name it, you can put them in it. You can make it do off-road stuff. You can make it do on-road stuff. You can keep it old school hot rod. You can put all brand new tubular stuff in it and make it an autocross carver or a road course machine. Like, you can really customize these vehicles to whatever you want. It's one of the best parts about the hot rod scene now is just kind of whatever you want, you can build it. All you got to do is pay for it. Hustle this thing down to a stop, test the braking. Brakes nice and straight. Brakes feel great, actually. Very happy with the brakes. Welcome to the little town of Plain City, Ohio. It's got a good little cackle out of the pipes. I will say the throw on the shifter is kind of hilarious. So hang on a second. Let's go back to second. Second's down here. Third, way up there. Things have changed just a little bit in the sports car world since 1979. These cars were awesome back in the day. I mean, obviously we all know the Pontiac Trans-Am. It's the iconic version of this car. And a lot of people will graft the nose to be able to make this more of a Pontiac Trans-Am kind of car. That's pretty notorious, or pretty common on everything in this generation, is to make them all Pontiac Trans-Ams. But I rather like the fact that this hasn't had a lot of that done, and that it's still wearing its original look, its original coloring, and hasn't just become a TV show car. I rather like it, and the silver actually looks excellent. Really not a bad thing to be driving on a beautiful sunny day. Like I said, I don't mind my job a lot of days, but this is what you do. I mean, you got to go out and you got to listen to them, you got to drive them, smell them, feel them. You know, those of us who do this stuff all the time, we know what to listen for. We know what is okay and what isn't okay, what smells wrong, what doesn't smell wrong. A lot of what we do is, it's not just necessarily a ones and zeros kind of thing, and especially on this old school, because you don't have a computer to tell you what's wrong. There's no, check engine light. There's no plug the OBD2 in and get the codes. A lot of this stuff is really like, go out and replicate the driving experience that the customer is going to have. How are they going to drive it? What experiences are they looking for out of their car? I will say this guy probably going to enjoy the experience of this Trans Am. It's a great driver. I am a fan. I am a fan. Braking. Got to get the steering wheel straight. Need to work on that. Stop's great. Idle's great. Stop's great. Feels fantastic. Clutch engagement's great. No bad smells. No bad sounds. Let's get this thing on the highway real quick, make a little bit of a highway run, verify that it doesn't have any issues at speed, take it back to the shop, and we'll give this guy a clean bill of health, let her go home. Enjoy the fall with its family. And then, this is why you test drive these things. Uh-oh! I think we got a coolant issue. Smells like it. That would have been bad.
Is that at no 400 or?
Yeah. Pontiac? Old Pontiac 400. Well, we'll show you around the engine bay here.
I mean, that's about as stock and original as you can really get. Obviously, there's no belt on the AC because the AC probably hasn't been used in a very long time. But as you can see, I mean, this guy is old school. Still has cast iron intake. Still has the original carburetor underneath there. She is old school. Still has the original radiator. Original exhaust. And we did replace the brake master cylinder to be able to get brakes on this thing. And you can see the new shocks that are in there. But otherwise, this is about as old school as you can get with one of these guys. Yep, that's real hot. Yeah, it looks like coffee also. Not real easy to do with a camera in your hand. She's a little low. Yeah, we're still a ways down there. Another one, please. Line them up again, Tony. Well, the good news is we're only 3 miles from the shop, straight down yonder. So we'll get this thing filled back up, let it cool down, get it back to the shop. We did not do anything with the cooling system, just FYI. we were not asked to address that. So this is something we're going to have to talk with the customer about and say, hey, look, do you want us to go forward with this? You know, it's very possible you got junk in the radiator. You could have a stuck thermostat. There's a bunch of different things that could be the possible culprit here. None of that have we addressed because that's not what we're, you know, tasked to do at this point in time. But a lot of times this is something the customer wants to do themselves. A big portion of our business, and I know I've mentioned this in a lot of other videos, is helping people get past a certain plateau on a project or move them past a challenge. It happens to us a lot where people want to do a lot of their own work. They just run into one or two things that they're not comfortable with. In the world of like ignition and that kind of stuff, if you're not comfortable setting all that up, getting all that figured out, you know, you can outsource that to us. It's something that we do a lot of. So this could be something the customer wants to address. You know, a cooling system situation, that's definitely something that somebody else could do. If he wants us to do it, great. If not, no big deal. But you know, we just got to be honest with the customer, say, hey, look, this is where you are, this is what's going on. And that's also a portion of why we do these videos, because it really helps us to be very transparent with our customers on what the situation is, what we run into, how we got there, being able to replicate and document issues. You guys can see it in real time, whether or not you're the customer or whether or not you're just watching this. All right, she's fired up. Let's get out of here. Get back to the shop. Let's get some wind flowing across this beak. Welcome to the day in the life here at Lucore Automotive. Diagnosing and testing some running and cooling issues on a 1979 Trans Am. Next, I got to work on a gorgeous Ford Bronco. You guys have seen before. We've still got a couple of issues we got to iron out with this thing now that it's back from paint. This Bad machine. Just got a little bit of a nose job fixed. We got some issues with the Sniper EFI we got to address on that. A couple of other belt issues. And then that thing's ready to go. And Rich has spent his afternoon picking up something you guys will see here shortly on the channel. It's still on the rollback. I'll give you a sneak peek. How cool is that? The answer is very cool. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you guys spending as much time as you do with us. If you haven't been here before, subscribe. If you have been here before, thanks for being here. Drop us a comment in the comment section below. Click on the like button. We'll see you on the next one. Everybody, have a great weekend. Welcome to September, one of the best months of the year. Football, hot rods, car shows, road trips. Great month. We'll see ya. Take care.